I was asked the other day, hey, Sarge, why you never play any fast music on your podcast? It's simple. I'm petty. I know. Sarge, is motorcycling the only thing you talk about? Is motorcycling the only thing you care about? Nope. I care about the Jacksonville Jaguars too.
Hey y'all, it's Snacks reminding you to tune in to the Iron Elite podcast. You dig?
Hey, good morning, everybody. Hey, it's your boy Sarge on the Iron Elite podcast. It's Sunday, man, and I feel great. I still feel great. Man, but we're going to be talking about something today. I know all y'all cool cats. I know all y'all cats who think, hey, man, Sarge, when I ride, I look good. I don't need no helmet, man. But this is what we get ready to talk about today. We're going to talk about helmets, man. So let everybody know that we're on. Share, comment, subscribe to the channel, man. We get ready to go in. Hey, good morning, everybody. Hey, man, somebody said Petty Pendergrass. I love it, man. That's right, Sarge is petty on all that fast music, man. I can't stand it, man. It give me a headache, man. So, hey, Sarge gonna keep pumping the old jams, man. I'm representing the old school because I'm bringing the sexy and old people back. You feel me? Hey, that's what we doing. Hey, man, but listen what I like to do real quick before I go any farther. Yesterday, man, Jacksonville took a major loss, a huge loss. We lost, man, a great OG from the great club, the Jacksonville Trotters, man. Black Moses, man. Anybody who's known Black Moses know Black Moses was that dude, man. A loving guy, a family guy, a husband, a father, a great motorcycle club community brother. Man, he's going to be truly, truly missed, man. When I got that news yesterday, I was like, oh, boy. Oh, boy. Man, don't wait around to tell people how much you love them and how you feel about them. Because, man, things happen really, really fast. You don't have all day. You got right now to tell people how much you care about them. So I'm going to say this, man, to Black Moses' family, the Stokes family, Pork Chop, the Trotters Motorcycle Club, man, my condolences go out to you guys, man. Much love and respect to you guys this morning. And if you guys don't mind, can y'all join me in 20 seconds of silent meditation, man, before we move on? Thank you, everybody. Man, hey, rest in peace, Black Moses, man. You will never be forgotten, my brother. You will never be forgotten. But hey, man, we're on this morning. Hopefully you guys have told everybody that we're on. Hopefully everybody's got that coffee and we're ready to go, man. We're going in today. We're going to talk about why helmets, man. Now, I know you're going to say the normal stuff you're gonna have to say to me, man. But we're going to talk about why helmets, and we're going to break it down. And the guest that I have with me today, y'all know him, man. Nurse Tiffany, man. So we're going to bring Tiffany on, man, a.k.a. Icy. Sorry.
You done that on purpose. You done that on purpose.
Hey, so we got on. How you, ma'am? How's everything going for you today?
I'm doing great. I'm great. Good morning.
Awesome.
Good morning.
Hey, man, everybody get nervous when I bring on Icy, man, because, oh, Lord. She was talking some medical stuff.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, Icy, you are much needed. You are much needed in our motorcycle community. You are a breath of fresh air. You are let me put it this way. We might not always want to hear what you got to say, but we know we need to hear what you got to say. You feel me? Is that by fair?
Yep.
All right, awesome, awesome. So, hey, if you don't mind, Icy, for those who don't know you the way I know you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself before we start our topic?
Yeah. So I'm Icy. I've been writing for since '04. That's about 20 years. So I've worn a lot of hats, club presidents, all that kind of stuff. Still affiliated with the club, NC's Finest Motorcycle Club, but for the last almost 28 years, I've been a registered nurse. So that's a lot of what I do, and just there were situations on the bike set that I found myself being thrust into that role, where I used to always feel like riding was an outlet or a way to get away from my day to day. But I guess the higher powers had other um, thoughts for that. So I just started finding myself in situations where I was asked to help or recognize situations that could have really gone bad or did go bad. So um, just really try to promote wellness and safety while we're out here. I do have a passion for trying to educate people and to keep people well. And just to shorten it up, a lot of the things that people don't know as far as health and wellness are the very things that are causing us a lower quality of life or just frankly killing us. So that's really part of my legacy, is to try to clear up what I can for people and to make sure they have the knowledge to at least try to be well and be safe. So that's kind of why I'm here.
As my mother would say, when you know better, you do better.
That's
When
right.
you know better, you do better. But hey, we're talking today with Icy, man. This has always been one of those things, man. Depends on how you were raised, how you came up. I'm gonna be honest, full disclosure. When your boy Sarge started off on mini bikes, this was in for you young whippersnappers. Y'all don't know nothing about that. But back in the '70s, man, we'd whip up and down the street with a mini bike, man, with flip flops on, no helmets, no gloves, no nothing, just up and down the road, man. And typically nothing ever happened to us for the most part, or we might crash in the grass somewhere, something crazy. So a lot of people grow up, no helmets. You want to be free. I've seen people with the peanut shells. I've seen them with, all kind of cool, lids they put on their head because obviously there's issues with some of the guys. We like to look cool. Some of the ladies, they have hair and it makes it a little bit easier if you're not wearing a full face helmet or a module helmet and those type of things. So today, we obviously know the importance of helmets and why we wear helmets. But today, I'd also like to touch base, if you don't mind, Icy, on helmets have more than just the protection of your head. It has the protection of your face, your teeth, your eyes. It has so many protections that it can provide for you. It's not always a crash. It could be a bug. It could be a rock or some debris off a truck's tire that can really do damage. Am I correct?
Correct. Correct.
Okay. So let's say this. How would you like to start us off? And what direction do you want to go with this?
Well, first, as I was kind of researching, and April actually is National Helmet Safety Month.
Oh, that's what's up.
So,
Okay.
yeah, so April. So we're getting ready to roll into April. And like you said, the obvious is that you don't want to die in an accident, or you don't want a serious head injury. That's of course the ideal, but there's also other things that helmets do. So we're going to go into some, I call them the less common injuries and lasting impacts of not of helmet safety. So we
Okay.
can kind of start with the obvious.
Okay, let's do it.
So there's stats out there, Sarge. I think you have the links
Yes, ma'am, I
um,
do.
from the
So let's say for everybody out there, the links are in the description on Facebook as well as YouTube. So all you have to do is pop right into the description. I got all the links to everything that we're going to be discussing today.
So that's the Motorcycle Safety Foundation and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. That's where you're going to get all your stats and everything. These people have researched this, and this is where we base our knowledge on in a large part. So head injuries, they are the most common cause of motorcycle fatalities, and this goes from you can go from, actually having a gash in your head that's, we could get really gory with it, but I won't. But these are the obvious things. We don't want our head split open. We don't want brain swelling. Those are two of the most common things that we see when you have a motorcycle accident person that might come into the ER or something. Or unfortunately, if you've had the occasion of having to attend to someone, after a motorcycle accident. I have, unfortunately. So it can get really gory. That is what we really want to prevent. We don't want those very serious head injuries. Neck injuries. And all I'll really say about that is that if you notice that is going on with a person, do not try to take the helmet off. Let the professionals do that. It may seriously limit what you can do for that person. Whether you're deciding to administer care to a wound that might be on the face or neck. All of that goes into the helmet. Where is it, on the person? Did it come off? Did it stay on? Is it displaced in any way? So those are that's the extreme end of what I want to talk about. But it can happen. So I want to at least mention it. We want to prevent those serious head injuries. We know helmets save lives. I've actually got a couple of people that's on our set. They're well known that they have already reached out to me, say, hey, my helmet saved my life. You may see them post from time to time. And
oh yeah, we've seen it now. I think just lately I've seen somebody posted a picture of a 1-year anniversary from an accident. The helmet was it was just it was shredded.
Yeah, it was demolished. So they do help. God forbid you get in a situation where it doesn't help, or it's the person still has a serious injury. You're really increasing the chances if they have if they have a helmet on, and if they have it appropriate. Meaning, is it DOT approved? That's a biggie. I hate to say it, but I don't know of a situation where these novelty helmets and some of these half shells, I don't know of a situation where those are ever appropriate
And
as far as safety goes.
Can I say this about DOT approved helmets?
Mm-hmm.
For the helmets that I've seen that are no kidding DOT approved, you will have the DOT sticker or the branding on the back of the helmet for DOT approved helmets.
Yes. So the cute novelty helmets, I can't find a situation where those are good at all. Maybe at a meet and greet or something. I don't know.
And when you're doing a parade.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So, sorry guys, but it's just not good. Following the manufacturer's guidelines, that's big. There's a whole website out there on that. I think I sent that one to you as well. If not, I will. But
let's see.
It compiles all the manufacturer's information. I will just say be careful about that because it might be a little biased coming from a particular manufacturer. However, it's good information because a lot of times they test their own products. So whatever brand you like, we're not getting brand specific today. Be sure that you are reading that manufacturer's guidelines as far as Don't try to be cute.
Cute. Yeah. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
just peeping. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be cute, man. Don't be cute.
Right. Right.
What's cute is arriving alive. That's cute.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. For
With your
sure.
head intact.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. So make sure it's the correct size. This is something that I experience myself just because as women, we like to do different things with our hair. And, you might wear a certain style for a while and then you may change to something. And I realized my helmet didn't fit right anymore when I changed my hair. So I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And I
That,
realized,
yeah, I've noticed that with my wife, say a certain hairstyle, and yeah.
yeah. They absolutely do have expiration dates. If you can get to underneath the padding, there's like, I'm guessing like a stamp,
Hmm.
maybe like a worn date or an expiration date on your helmets. So that's part of what you should be doing every so often is, or at least know what that date is, because they do have expiration dates.
And
Um,
I've checked as well with that, and usage also has a lot to do with that too. So there's the expiration date and there's a usage. So I'm gonna just say this for everybody that's on this podcast, everybody's on the Iron Elite podcast. Your usage rate is pretty quick. So don't
mhm.
you might not want to wait around 5 years. You might want to, yeah, your usage rate is pretty quick on this channel, I would say.
Right, right. Um, and checking your padding, your straps, your face shield, all the components of your helmet. Your helmet may be fine, but your face shield might be scratched up or broke on one side, or you know, um, sometimes the visors, the one that has the visors inside, those don't work anymore. Another biggie are your vents on your helmet. Sometimes those are stuck in one position. All of that factors into the functionality of the helmet. So if you got some of those pieces that are not working correctly, that could affect the overall um, functionality of the helmet. So be sure you're inspecting your helmet. Um, for one, you don't want anything to be stuck in it. I don't know about you all, but I used to store my helmets just right by my bike outside in the garage, but I don't do that anymore. I bring it inside because I have a fear of something, maybe some insect or something getting in there. But if you think about the temperature in your garage or where you store your bike, most time is quite different from what's in your house. So the temperature, the elements, that all of that, it can degrade the materials that your helmet is made of. So you're right. If you ride a lot and your helmet is out in the elements, all of that contributes to degrading the materials. So you may have a shorter use date, like Sarge said. Um, have you had previous accidents? If you went down in that helmet, um, hit your head in any way, you need to change it. Um, Unfortunately, I used to be bad about dropping my helmets. I don't know. I think I was just kind of in a rush, maybe. But how many times have we sat it down on the seat and it just rolls off? If you do that too many times, that could become an issue.
Yeah, I was
You
told you
really,
lose. Yeah, you lose the integrity
you
of
do.
the. Hey, can I do this real quick, Ice, if you don't mind? Hey, we
Mhm.
got people that are rolling in. If you can do me a favor, everybody who's rolling in to the live feed, whether it's YouTube or Facebook, can you shoot us a like, man, to get the algorithms up? I appreciate everybody's comments. Shoot us a like, man. Let everybody know that we're on. Also, man, shout out to Canada. I see Canada's on with us this morning. I really appreciate that. For everybody who's rolling on, man, please shoot us a like, man. Let's get the algorithms going. Let's get things going. And oh, by the way, at the 30-minute mark, we're going to start moving everybody over, if you don't mind. We're going to move over everybody over to YouTube. I think the quality is going to be a little bit better for us over there this morning. So the link for YouTube is Sarge Life and Motorcycling. So I'll bring that up again in a couple minutes, but we're going to be moving everybody off Facebook and moving over to the YouTube, man, because I think the quality will be a little bit better over at YouTube this morning. I'm sorry, Icy.
That's all right. It's all right. There was a good comment in the in the feed. And basically it's just saying not to, a lot of times when we park, we may just hang our helmets on our handlebars.
Right.
If it's a sunny day or a lot of heat, that can actually affect your helmet. It can dry the padding out, that's inside. So just be careful with where you store it. Um,
I want along with it. I wonder also, okay, because especially we get a lot of oil that comes from our heads. Whether it's in our hair products or it's just like people like me might have oily skin. We sweat and those type of things.
mhm,
Of course, that starts to break down the padding as well. Some
mhm.
people you'll see some people wear scarves and bandanas over their head. They'll wear the head socks or some things like that. But yeah, I know that plays a big part. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, oils, because all that stuff has chemicals in it. So absolutely. So just inspect your helmets, keep them clean. Sometimes we're trying to clean them or get that smell out of them, and we put things on them that we really shouldn't. I've done that before too. Just trying to get it to smell a little more fresh or whatever, and it's really
So
something that
what do you spray Febreze in it?
I have. Lysol.
Lysol. Yeah. Now I've done Lysol. I ain't gonna lie. During COVID, man, I was going bats with that stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
was going crazy with that. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I've done that. I'm like, oh wait, maybe I shouldn't be spraying this on the padding.
Hmm.
So, um, so anyway, all of those things, being sure that you try to protect as best you can the integrity of the helmet. Again, a big thing for me is I bring my helmet inside. I don't leave it outside, when I'm, here at home. Um, your straps, sometimes, we pull those things trying to get our helmets
Big
secure. A
deal.
lot of
Big
times,
deal on those straps. Yeah.
yeah, that's the first thing that can
Yeah.
go, are the straps, because we're pulling and tugging so much on them. The face shield. Sometimes it might be necessary to change those out. You may go through one of those a year, depending on how much you ride. If something hits it and cracks it, um, so just make sure you inspect, clean appropriately, and take care of your helmets. Um,
Do you know anything or anything in that talks about and I apologize, I should have took a look at this as well. Proper cleaning for the helmet. Solutions that don't hurt the material versus do.
that's going
I
to
was
go back
I
to
was
your manufacturers.
Yeah, I was always told the sun and heat is a great deodorizer, but I was just kind of curious if anybody knew, and I guess you're right. It really is
Yeah,
manufacturer suggested
yeah,
on
go
that.
back to
Yeah.
those manufacturer, because they know what materials they use for the helmets. So they're going to be best to advise you on those. Baseball cap helmets, if you have it on with the bib backwards, yeah, all of that. Though, like I said, those novelty helmets, I don't know of a
Yeah.
situation where those are good at all.
Yeah, they're not. They just look good, man. Let's be honest. And my take on that kind of stuff. And this not hating on anybody. We all grown now, so whatever you wear is cool. Respect.
Hmm,
But
hmm.
I look at it, even if you wear those type of helmets or the peanut shells and those type of things, it still is another component of the head that you're not covering, and that's the face.
Correct,
You
correct.
know, a lot can happen with taking a dive on your face.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's a great segue to kind of where I wanted to go next. So again, we know the blood and gory part of it. We know the what can happen. You can crack your skull open or whatever. But a lot of my this information, um, I actually encounter a fair amount of people that have ridden or are bikers, just in my day to day, at work. And usually you can kind of pick them out. So sometimes you're trying to find out a way to comfort or identify with a person. So we end up talking about bikes a lot, you know, just different patients. And one thing that I see, and it's usually a particular age group, the baby boomers. I don't know if any of that sounds familiar, but anyway, it's people that grew up in the era of motorcycle and being free and all that kind of stuff. And like you said before, there were no helmets. They just kind of live life on the edge or whatever. But they have these conditions now that go back to accidents that maybe seemed minor at the time, but they actually have lasting impacts. So that goes into face injuries. A face injury may not be fatal. However, no one wants to be disfigured for life. You know, a lot of scarring that's involved sometimes. Eye injuries, they have permanent vision loss sometimes if something has hit them in the eye. That's where your face shield comes in. So our modular helmets, which I do wear a modular, I am doing better at keeping that down and using my face shield more. Eyeglasses, all of those prevent or help to minimize the risk of eye and face injuries. Nobody wants to be disfigured. A lot of scarring related to old motorcycle injuries. Neck strain. If your helmet is too heavy, all that pressure of the wind, sometimes we can be in some heavy winds sometimes. And this also has one reason why I've started not to use my flip up is because if that wind catches that just right, there back goes your head and your neck.
If you
So
if you don't mind, excuse me, if you don't mind, I'd like to make a quick comment on that
okay.
heavy helmets, especially from an I-10 to the end, ladies and guys. If you're going across, and matter of fact, I'm not even going to talk about any particular brand of helmet. I'm not going to do that. But there's certain helmets that are really, really light, and there's certain helmets that I think most of you guys know what I'm talking about that are pretty heavy. If you're okay with riding around with a heavy helmet, just around your local area or maybe crossing just state lines here or there, that's cool. But I'm telling you now, if you're riding coast to coast and you're riding 3 days, 4 days, 6 days, that helmet will put so much stress on your neck, which in turn will put stress on your back. So you might want to consider getting a very high quality lid if you're going to be riding in this arena. I just tell you, you're going to thank me. You're going to thank me. Am I correct?
Yes, and the
Yeah.
wind is different out there.
It hits different. That wind in New Mexico and
Woo!
coming out of the mountains in Arizona, it hits differently. It's very disrespectful. So take that in consideration when you're picking out a lid. I'm telling you, when you're picking out a helmet, take that in consideration. It is no joke out there. I'm sorry.
Correct.
Go ahead, Ice. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's good. Good stuff. So, neck strain. A lot of people have lasting neck injuries. And when you start getting chronic neck pain and back pain, shoulder, you know, that that's a big deal. That can lead to a very difficult quality of life. We look at quality of life when we look at patients. So these are things that we may not feel like are a big deal now, but trust me, after years and years, I'm sure I'm not. A lot of you probably been riding longer than I have, but it's been 20 years for me. So if you think about that, you know, that's a big deal. So make sure you have the correct size helmet to prevent neck strain. Chronic headaches. Again, you may not have the fatal injury, but you may fall hard enough to get a concussion. Concussions they're very difficult to diagnose sometimes. They're difficult to treat because I've known people that still have effects from concussions that they had years and years and years ago from a fall, from a motorcycle accident. Um, those are really hard to kind of get rid of the all of the effects. Some people never do. Um, Chronic headaches. I hear a lot of people talk about vertigo, or that's just dizziness. So anytime you disrupt any blood flow or have any trauma to your head, you have all of these things that like I said, it may not be fatal, but these are things that can cause lasting impacts. If you talk to some of the people that are out there all of the time, long distance, a lot more than some of us are, that have been riding for 20, 30, 40 years, they probably have experienced this almost always. So when you start talking about vertigo, balance issues, a lot of those things are not due to a fall or a bump on the head. It can be due to the wind damage for your ears. Your ears, a lot of people don't know this, but your ears control a lot of things. Your balance, your center of gravity. So you might have headaches, your sinuses, all of that stuff are connected to your ears.
I
So
like to talk about the ears real quick.
okay,
Matter of fact, let's
okay,
do it. Hey, so I've got what I like to do for everybody that's on Facebook. If you can do me this favor, if you can go ahead and roll over to Sarge Life and Motorcycle, the YouTube channel. I've got it going across the ticker on the bottom. If you guys can't remember, it's Sarge Life and Motorcycle. If you can move, if I can get all my Facebook viewers to go ahead and move over to YouTube or open up a second tab into YouTube and view us from there, I greatly appreciate it. But Icy, let's talk about, okay, so the ears. That's a big, I deal with a lot of that foolishness. And I've noticed because I got loud pipes. I ain't gonna lie, them tabs, they don't be playing. Okay, so I'm curious what a helmet, how do we figure that out with the helmet padding and stuff to protect our ears? Now, I've talked to K Solo and Reef, and I've got the what I do now is put ear protection in, earbuds in, to just a little gauzy little rubber earplugs in. Is that what you suggest as well to maybe stop the possibility of vertigo, or what is that other thing called? It's called, is it tendonitis in the ear? Where you get the
tinnitus, ringing in the ears.
ringing
Yes,
in the ear.
yes,
Okay.
all of that. Yeah. You could do the padding, but again, that could be you might want to do some additional research when you're trying to figure out what helmet to purchase to see if they mention anything about protection of your ears.
Because
Um,
I know this is that it'll give me normally it is my wake up call is normally when I'm riding. By the time I make it to Arizona of 2 days of just banging, you can start you'll hear a sound. It sounds like a siren, like a constant ambulance is coming near you. So don't get there if you don't have to get there, because you know it's doing some type of damage to your hearing. So don't do that.
correct.
And I'm emphasizing this for my I-10ers to the end, because I've got 27 of you guys, man. Let me do this real quick, if you don't mind.
Wow. Good.
Yeah, we got 27 that are in the queue that's getting ready to leave as early as this Friday, getting out the gate. So hopefully my riders that are getting ready to get out, you guys are looking at this video, you're taking in what she's saying and taking in other content, because what she's saying is going to not ensure, but it's going to give you the best possibility to be able to have a safe, healthy ride. It is no joke out there. We'll be taking the pictures in front of the sign, and we all having fun at the Buc-ee's, but it's no game out there. It is no joke.
Yeah.
If you do it
And
right, you're gonna. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say one thing about ears, why it's so important. A lot of things that happen to the ears is not reversible. It's not reversible, and it has to do with there's some structures inside your ears that they are activated by vibration from noise and sound. So once those are damaged, there's no regeneration of it like other parts of the body. So just to kind of make that a little more plain, that's why this part is so important, because a lot of once you get hearing loss or that ringing in the ears, that stuff is, it tends to be irreversible.
Oh, for
So
sure.
so
Well,
so be
I know the majority of mine was from you know, I served in combat, 3 tours of combat. So most of mine came from heavy artillery and heavy guns. So no, I know I got, well, I get paid for it at the VA. I got some issues with that, but you're absolutely right with that. It ain't get no better.
right. Yeah. Yeah. So ringing in the ears. Also, um, being sensitive to light and noise. If you get damage to your eyes and your ears, you always have that level of sensitivity. So that goes back to the question you asked. Um, if you know you have sensitivities when you're picking out your helmet, make sure you see if the manufacturer addresses that. Just like shopping for anything, you buy based on what you need or what you need to accommodate. So just check some of those links we sent to you to see if there's any particular brand that might address hearing. I'm sure it is, but just check the manufacturer stuff on that. So again, these things tend to be irreversible. Balance issues. Um, I I work on the rehab unit at the hospital. Um, and a lot of these people, they have lasting effects from head injuries. Um, their balance is off. Um, and actually, head trauma, it predisposes you to conditions like dementia,
Yikes.
Parkinson's, all of that stuff. So this stuff that we're doing now or not doing, it does matter. You see a lot of lasting effects. Like I said, it may not be fatal. I hope it's not, but it's still important to be mindful of these things. Because sometimes it's out of sight, out of mind. We might take a little spill, we don't bump our head, so we don't worry about it. But, or you may recover. Um, you may have a concussion or something, you get better, but you may have some lasting effects from that.
Right.
So all of it kind of goes together,
Hmm.
so I can't stress how important helmet awareness and wearing the proper helmet and wearing a
Hmm.
helmet is going to
Can,
help you.
can you do this? Okay, the word concussion. We've heard concussion for years, especially when when the big thing came with the NFL with concussions.
Hmm.
Of course, most of us when we grew up, a concussion was just getting our bell rung. Can you can you can you break it down in layman's term? What really officially is a concussion?
Well, concussion, it deals with a group of symptoms. You know, uh, one thing that it's one of those scenarios where medicine is not an exact science, believe it or not. What we're taught in medical school, nursing school, so forth, is how the body should work in an ideal state. Therefore, you're able to pick out the changes. So when you say concussion, it encompasses a lot of those different.
It's a battery of things that.
It is,
Okay. Okay.
and it may present different. That's why it's so hard to diagnose, is
Right.
because
Right.
whereas you may have more with the hearing, I may have more of a headache.
Okay.
Another person may have balance issues, but it's headaches. It also has to do with changing your level of consciousness. Maybe your processing or thinking is not as clear. That's
Okay.
probably a more severe. Dizziness, um, vomiting, God forbid. That's usually when it's happened. That's usually common. Ringing in the ears, being extra tired.
Hmm.
All of these are sleepiness. All of these are things that you could see in a person with a concussion. We've all heard that if a person falls and hits their head, we don't let them go to sleep, or we wake them up
Right.
every few hours. All of that is because we want to know if they have a concussion or not. So it's not just one thing. It's a lot of different things.
I got
Uh,
you. I got you. I've heard that also as
yeah,
well. Yeah. Wow. Wow.
yeah. So, the more we know about it, the better we can do it. Saying, hey, I may have a concussion. You may go home after an accident, you might just feel tired and go to sleep. But in reality, you could have a concussion. So,
Yeah.
I say always go get checked out,
Yeah. Well,
Um,
I'm gonna just say this: anytime I just drop my bike by accident in the garage, normally after I get it back up, I want to go take a nap. I done got my feelings hurt. Hey, my wife can attest to that. Oh Lord, wife, I think I'm gonna go take a nap. She like,
yeah,
you hungry? No.
yeah.
Yeah, but
So,
yeah.
so those are some of the less common things that can cause you a great difficulty. And again, some of this stuff can be irreversible. Now, again, it can predispose you to other conditions, dementia, um, tremors, Parkinson's, all of that kind of stuff. It can, predispose you if you have a severe injury that's not fatal, but it's severe enough. It may predispose
Mhm.
you. Um, Mood disturbances, God forbid, you know, it could be serious enough. PTSD, concentration issues, depression. You know, if we could really do a study of some sort among our OGs, as we call them, you probably see a lot of this stuff.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, if we could really do that, but um, these can be lasting effects. Again, it didn't kill us, but it still can be an effect that you might see. Again, I see a lot of it because I think it's the population that I work with. These are people that have lived their lives. They've ridden motorcycles for years and years and years and years, and now they're starting to see some of these conditions,
Mm.
or they have these deficits. They just live with it and made the best of it. But
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
there a lot of times there is a link, or they'll tell you, "Well, I had a bad motorcycle accident years ago, and so I've experienced this since then."
Is
Or
there, in your opinion, is there, well, besides the obvious signs that you can tell that the helmet is too big or too small? Is there signs that you know of or that you use to help you make a determination on that?
well, for me, if it just doesn't fit right, or if it feels off center, if you could kind of shake you can feel. I can
Yeah,
feel that.
if you can shake it, that's probably not a good
Yeah,
thing.
that's
Yeah,
not something I want to.
yeah.
And two, if the part that you see through, that's pretty. The measurements that's designed to leave a certain amount of your face open so you can see. But if your helmet is sitting way down
Oh my
here,
God. Oh my
then
God. Yeah,
that's not the right
yeah,
size.
yeah.
That's the thing that I experienced with when I changed my hairdo, when I flipped my lid down and my helmet was like, I'm like, okay, what? Did my head
Yeah,
shrink?
no,
But
no kidding. Yeah. A good part about this, like a lot of times, if you're buying helmets from Cycle Gear and places like that, they've got people there, are professionals that can help you fit properly for that helmet.
Mhm, mhm.
So you don't have to go out there and wing it on your own and try to figure that thing out. You know that part. So until you figure that out and learn that on your own, they've got professionals that will help you to fit yourself properly for a helmet.
And that's another thing, because we try to shop because we want a good deal, and
Yeah.
sometimes you get your best deals online. That is a comfort level that I don't have. I've never bought a helmet online. If I can't go into somewhere and try it on, I'm not gonna buy it.
And
Um,
if you do that, I would suggest that that same make and model of that helmet, if you're going to take that run, that you've had it before and you know what it's supposed to do. Yeah, yeah. I've learned that with the what was that helmet? The shark, not the shark, but there was the LS2, the
LS2.
Valiant. It ran smaller than my
Mhm.
shark did. So I ordered the same size. And I did. I paid the price for it. I ended up having to return it, but I put that thing on. I was like, oh my God.
Mhm.
The LS2 runs almost a size smaller than the Shark did. So, those are things that you want to consider. I 100% agree with you. Don't be buying a helmet sight unseen.
Yeah,
Just go in and try it on.
yeah, and if we get it for sale, you may or may not be able to return it. So what are we gonna do? We're probably
Right.
gonna wear it sometimes because we paid for it.
Oh, I've seen the helmets now that were for sale. I won't say no name, but I'm just gonna say this, man. There's levels to this here thing. I'm just gonna say, man, if you go to a certain particular cycle store and find the pretty color helmet with the built-in Bluetooth and all the stuff that goes with it, and that helmet is $90.
Mm,
I'm gonna say ain't too many parts on a motorcycle you can buy for $90. So why are you gonna be so cheap on the thing that goes on your head?
correct.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. And this is no shade. Do not fall for the okie doke. Spend the proper amount of money to get the proper amount of head protection that you can.
Right. Yep, I agree. Suffered a concussion years ago. There was a good comment on, yeah, and currently do not remember a lot of things. Absolutely. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So if you don't mind, what do you feel about eye protection? Okay, as it pertains to, okay, I'm guilty of doing this too. When I get to ride, and I've been around so long, and man, I'm just getting a little, warm and getting a little hot, need some fresh air. First thing I want to do is flip up the visor, and then you got the little tinted visor.
Mhm. Well, me personally, I've always worn glasses, so I'm
Yeah,
really particular about my eyes. Um, for one, most of the time, especially as I get older and our vision changes, I mostly have on my glasses. Um, or if I put in contacts, I almost have some eyewear, and I try to wear something that wraps around.
do you
Um,
suggest just the regular, clear vision motorcycle glasses versus just dealing with the regular visors of the helmet?
I don't, because for me that stuff creates a lot of glare.
The glasses.
Well, your glasses can, you
Hmm.
know, it can, because on a day like today, I would probably put in my contacts and put on shades, you know. But yeah, the glare, and I know there's tinted shields. Some people change out the shields on their helmets. I've seen some that look kind of, um, from the outside, they look like they have some color in them, but they're not. I think they deflect the light. So and I think that's why they make those shields interchangeable, you know,
Correct,
um,
and also just because they get scratched up or whatever the case.
scratched up.
But my thought process was on the clear shield that comes the outer shield. I don't have no problem just riding with that. But if I know with me, especially when it's hot, I like to get
Mhm.
air on my face. So that's why I was thinking glasses or riding glasses just to make sure
Mhm.
that you got another, you know, some real protection because the visor, I mean, it's cool, is roomy, but that visor is not going to take debris that hits that visor. If a bug hits that visor at a good enough shot, I think you lose that protection on your eyes.
Right.
Not to
Yeah,
mention things can flip up under that visor or whatever the case.
they absolutely do.
Yeah, and bugs will find a way to get in anything on the highway. If you don't believe me, just keep riding long enough. You're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
will.
yeah, they'll
Yeah.
get in between, up under your neck. They're gonna do all kind of crazy stuff. So, but you were saying that you think glasses provide more glare, so you don't suggest sunglasses or those type of things. Riding
Well,
glasses,
just clear with no tint. I guess maybe that's what I
clear with
should
no
have said.
tint. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
do that with the glasses that has the little rubber cushion around the so
Uh-huh.
so it rests on the not, I guess I would call it the eye socket.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just the rest there. And
Hmm.
typically I don't wear that too long because after a while that started hurting. So, but I will wear it for a while if I know I want to trade off and I want to get the air and stuff like that because
Right. Yeah.
oh,
Eye protection, please. Actually, I'm pretty sure when you go to motorcycle safety class, you have to have on eye protection, whether you wear glasses or not. So um, it's
okay,
always a good thing to have. I'm pretty sure when I went, we had to. So
awesome
um,
stuff.
yeah. So eyes, ears, again, these are less common things that we think about when we think about helmet safety, but these are actually the things that can stay with you, linger on, and cause you lots and lots of problems. Your ears, especially, a lot of things. You probably heard the word equilibrium. I know everybody's heard vertigo.
Mm-hmm.
Um, those are things usually having to do with the ears.
Okay,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that's kind of all I have as far as the specifics of what I wanted to mention. But just stay diligent with it, you guys. It doesn't take a whole lot of time preparation. Um, the more we try to share with you all, the better you'll be at it.
That's what's up. Hey, so I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna say this. Hopefully, somebody was able to take this information that was presented this morning and be able to do something with it. My 27 riders that are getting ready to ride, man. Just please take heed to this great information. This Each One Teach One platform that we're doing. It really is to make us better motorcycle riders, safe motorcycle riders, because ultimately the goal is to go where you're going and get back home to your family safely, man. We're trying our best to mitigate risks. Again, what we talk about in the program, a lot of it is our opinion, our experience from riding. There's no one way, hey, they just got a date. They know everything. No, it's not that, bro. It's just sharing experience, is sharing knowledge to make sure that we all can be the best motorcycle riders that we can be. So, with that being said, Nurse Tiffany, let's take it into home. Any last notes, anything before we let you go?
Just stay safe. Look in the group, look at the podcast. There's a lot of good information floating around out there from all different angles. So let's just try to have a well and safe riding season, as we call it.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
So, and
Hey,
we'll see you guys out there.
hey, we appreciate it. Let's do this. Let's do this real quick. Hey, man, if you appreciate what Nurse Tiffany brought to us this morning, man, shoot us a like, shoot us a comment, man, and let her know how we appreciate her time. She could have been doing anything this morning, man, but she had time to give to us to make us safe motorcycle riders. So, with that being said, Icy, we appreciate you, mad love, and we'll see you soon. Take care.
Thank you again.
Bye-bye. Man, again, shout out to Nurse Tiffany Icy, man, for everything that she does for our motorcycle community. We appreciate everybody this morning, man. We appreciate everybody coming on. I know you guys could have been anywhere doing anything, but you spent a little bit of time with us this morning. I ask you guys humbly to please, man, the YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed already, subscribe to the channel, man. Share the channel with friends. Shoot us a comment. Shoot us a like to keep the YouTube page strong, man. We're growing better and better and bigger every day. And I promise you guys, as long as you guys want the content, I'm going to continue to shoot the best content that we can give to you guys. I really, really take this Iron Elite platform seriously. I do think what we do as motorcycle riders and sharing with one another just makes us better as a motorcycle riding community. For all my riders, again, and I have a lot of you guys that are going to be getting out the gate over the next 90 days, I ask you to continue to prepare, continue to go over your checklist. Here over the last few days, I've been doing a quick 2-minute little YouTube hit. They're just checklists. Hey, did you remember this? Did you do this? It's not because I'm insulting intelligent. I know my motorcycle riders that are on this platform are very intelligent motorcycle riders, are very experienced motorcycle riders. But I'm just throwing those little things in there, man, just to kind of remind you, because we all from time to time, we forget a little something here or there. I do it all the time. But I'm just trying to throw some things in again. Oh, man, I didn't think about that. Yeah, you're right. Oh, man, I forgot to get a pair of new boots, man. Let me go grab this. I ain't inspect my boots lately. Man, my gloves. I haven't taken a look at my gloves in a while because I'm too busy worried about my motor. I'm too busy worried about my cash. I'm too busy worried about my heated suit. So I might miss, oh, man, I forgot to get a brand new pair of gloves. Well, let me run outside, take a look at those. I need to go ahead and grab me some new gloves. But that's all I'm trying to do is to double check, or I'm trying to encourage you to double check, triple check, to make sure that you have the best opportunity to have little to no problems on the road while you go make your cross-country trip, man. So shout out to everybody, man. Happy Sunday, everybody. If you're on the road, coming back home from wherever you coming, ride safe, man, and keep it motorcycling, you dig?
Coming to you live from the Iron Elite Podcast with my man, Big Sarge, where we always keep it motorcycling. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know what it is.
I know what you're getting ready to say. Hey, Sarge, why you always have to play all that slow music? Man, I know I can't help it, man. But that fast rap music y'all listen to today give me heart murmurs. But hey, man, it's the Iron Elite Podcast show where we keep it motorcycling, you dig?
This is the Mileage Bully, the Moto Mob CEO, and your 2024 Titan. You are now listening to Sarge on the Iron Elite Podcast. Like, share, and subscribe. If you're not listening to the Iron Elite Podcast, what are you really doing? Because we are talking motorcycles over here. You dig?